What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
And I'm Chevy.
And quick reminder, Knack and Rhyme both offer free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to download those, play those, come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. We'll be talking about our impressions of those. Let us know yours. And our game of the month is Ark. I'm sure you already know what it is, but it's a first-person shooter-esque, caveman-esque, dinosaur Minecraft building game. Really fun. Like I said, you guys should definitely check it out. And we'll be talking about that on our show Game of the Month at the end of the month. Also, another thing I want to bring up real fast is you guys have been talking about for a while. We finally did it. We have a Discord. The details to that is in the description box below us. Make sure to check that out. It's probably the best way to get a hold of us, talk to us, share a bunch of stuff you guys want to talk about gaming. And yeah, we got Monster Hunter stuff in there as well. So yeah, make sure to join the Discord and continue the conversation outside of the episodes. Also, a really good way for me to relay when I'm going to be streaming. So that will be cool. Yeah, so today we have 3 bits of news, starting with first bit of news. Nintendo has announced that Mario Kart Tour, which is a game coming out for mobile, will be coming out by the end of March 2019. On Twitter, they said, "The checkered flag has been raised and the finish line is near. A new mobile application is now in development, Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart Tour releasing in the fiscal year ending in March 2019. There is not a whole lot of information on what this game is, but I mean, it is a Mario Kart game and it's coming out for mobile. What do we think about yet another Nintendo mobile game, it being Mario Kart, and what kind of game do you think it's going to be?
So I am happy that they're like really kind of going full force with doing mobile games, because I know that when they announced it at first, I was kind of skeptical about it just because they've always been really hesitant about their properties being somewhere else. Mm-hmm. That being said, the examples we have are decent, but none of them are great. And I know like Mitomo is actually closing down now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But Fire Emblem's still going. I know people still play it. And Animal Crossing. The problem I had with both those games, though, is they feel shallow versus
like lesser versions for sure.
I felt the same. But I think for people who play mobile games, they work just fine. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. As far as what it's going to be, I mean, one of the first games I remember playing when touchscreen phones became a thing was a racing game. So obviously the device is very capable of doing it. So hopefully it's just a legit like Mario Kart game, and obviously it'll have microtransactions and stuff like that. So I imagine maybe different, hopefully just appearances.
Yeah.
But I imagine it'll probably be like different carts and wheels and like all the other accessories and stuff.
And hopefully there'll be a way to get those without spending money.
They've been pretty good about that.
Or just a flat fee, you know. I agree with the applications. I'm glad they make them. I think it was a pretty bold thing for Nintendo to kind of get out of their comfort zone and do that. And I do think that the Endless Runner Mario game, I mean, it's nothing amazing, but it's better than it should have been. And yeah, the other 2 games I think are shallow as well. But you know, they're still doing it. I hope they improve, because it's a learning experience for them for sure.
Oh yeah.
And like you were saying, I hope that this is just a Mario Kart game. If it's some kind of like, you know, there's those racing games out there where you just kind of do this to turn, and they kind of just accelerate on their own. Really kind of chintzy feeling. I hope it's nothing like that, but if it was, I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, the big thing here is how they treat people who they want money from.
Right.
But it's Mario Kart, so I don't think they could really make that much of a shallow version of it, unless it's just like an endless runner type game where you're swiping left to swiping right to move your car, and then swiping up to shoot a fucking whatever the hell you got.
That sounds awful.
I know. That's why I just thought of like the most basic thing you could make and pass it as a
I would
Mario Kart
prefer
game.
the accelerometer
Yeah,
to
me
that.
too.
So
yeah. Anything else you want to say on that?
I mean, there's not really a lot we can say. It's literally just an announcement. So
What's a good price point if they're going to charge for it?
on mobile,
Yeah.
I know they charged 10 for Mario Run. I thought that was pretty fair.
Yeah.
So
That's high for mobile games, but it's a Nintendo game,
Yeah,
so
but I
it's
mean,
low
all-
for Nintendo.
all the Final Fantasy games are between $10 and $20 each on on mobile. So
They always charge weird prices for the games though. There was like
$13.99.
Yeah, or like $17 or some weird shit.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's over $20. So I think you're in the wrong market. I think $20 is even.
It would be a full-fledged fucking Mario Kart game.
Yeah. I think they 10 was a good number with Mario. I think they should stick to that number because people start getting freaked out on this platform with high price numbers because the market is you're used to spending.
You can get a game
nothing
for $1 to $3.
Yeah,
like really, like pretty fun games that will last you a while.
Oh yeah, I have what's this game? Hero Emblems was $1. I've played the crap out of that game. So.
Yeah, I bought like tower defenses and like what's that fucking Heroes or it's like a D&D type game, but it's not really D&D.
Oh, Knights of Pen and Paper.
Yeah, I have both of those games, and they're there's plenty of content there to play. They're kind of cool. Anyway, I would hope they would charge something fair. I don't think they would do anything crazy, but I'm assuming it's just going to go free to play, or it's going to be free to play.
Yeah, I would assume that as well. Yeah. So that's the market.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. What do you think about Mario Kart Tour? What kind of game do you hope it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be a pay-for game, free-play game? Let us know. Second bit news.
So the Nintendo Switch has already outsold the Wii U in less than 11 months. The Switch, as of December, has sold 14.87 million units, as the Wii U sold a lifetime of 13.56 million units. Switch sales are not too far off from the GameCube's full total sales as well, which was 21.74 million, but still way behind the original Wii at 101.63 million. Top 3 games on the Switch: Super Mario Odyssey has sold over 9 million copies as of December. Mario Kart 8, 7.3 million, and Splatoon 2 at 4.9. And the last note here is Nintendo stated they have 8 titles that have broken 1 million units sold, though some of these are third party. How do we feel about the success of the Switch, and do you think we will see it hit the original Wii numbers?
Success is the word here. I mean, that's awesome to hear. The first thing I thought of though is this sucks for the Wii U. This is great for the Switch because I like both consoles. I wasn't a fan of the Wii. Wii U I think was utilized and represented by Nintendo. It didn't seem like they cared about it too much, and we saw where that went. And then the Switch, like we keep bringing up all the time, is a great console with a bunch of games already. They're killing it, and they deserve the sales. This is awesome to hear. I'm glad it's selling really well. I mean, that's already a great success. Reaching Wii's numbers, I think it's possible. I think this console has a lot of people excited. They were sold out for a long time. People are still buying them. I know a bunch of people with them. They got a great lineup of games. The only thing that the Wii really had on the Switch is like the technology at the time that they were very loose with their wording on was new and crazy for old and young people.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of brought in a bigger demographic of people. The thing that the Switch has is it's hitting that middle ground of like core gamers.
Yeah.
So I think it has a shot. I mean, 14 million is quite a bit in less than a year. I mean, that's really good numbers.
Oh yeah.
So and I think they deserve it. It's awesome. They got a great lineup, like I said before, and it's really cool to hear that they have a bunch of games that have already hit 1 million sold. I'm really surprised to see Splatoon reached 4.9 million units. That's fucking crazy. I didn't even know people played it. Like, I don't know anybody that's played it. So, like, that'd be worth checking out because that means people own it. And Nintendo has such a core demographic of people who love Nintendo that I don't really see them, like, getting rid of that game. People love Nintendo.
Well, not with that many units sold, too. It's kind of their flagship shooter for the console. So, I completely agree. It's awesome that the console's doing well. Even if I have one myself, and after using it, you can tell they actually gave a damn about making the thing. And I think they hit the perfect both Western and Eastern audience market with this thing. It's a mobile system. It plugs into your TV. It's the one thing I always wanted out of the 3DS. I wanted to be able to play my games on the TV. And this does that. It's great. The system is super easy to use, which is a huge plus. and then the fact that they're catching up to the GameCube already as well, and they're gonna pass it. That's an easy milestone. They're gonna hit
easily.
that.
Less than a year, they're fucking more than half
Versus a lifetime of a system. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
The Wii, I think, is going to be really tough to beat because I think you really nailed it with the non-gamers were buying this too.
That grew. That's the reason it was so successful.
That's such a. I mean, I know so many people who bought this so they could play games with their grandchildren and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, and like older people too, like, you know, they look at a controller, they see all the buttons, and they're like, well, I don't know. Like, you know, all you gotta do is practice and you'll get used to it. But like,
it's
they
intimidating.
see all of it and they don't know what it means.
Yeah.
But anybody knows how to grab a fucking thing and move your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's real simple. So I mean, the marketing on that thing, I'm not a fan of the Wii. The marketing on that fucking thing, though, was genius. Like, they sold that to fucking everybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think because of the...
You sell that thing to a fucking caveman.
Well, and the control scheme, I think, fits really well to the casual audience.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you had, obviously, people... You know, even myself, I bought a Wii. I didn't keep mine because there just wasn't enough games for me to justify having the thing anymore. But... it was really kind of like you said, marketed really well. Like gamers were buying it because they're buying a Nintendo console. Mm-hmm. Non-gamers were buying it because it was extremely accessible.
It's also cheap,
and it was also very inexpensive. I mean, even this, I think the Switch is pretty inexpensive for a brand new console, but it's still
and for what it offers.
Yeah. But $300 is a little more than the entry level. I think the Wii was $200. When it came out, I could be wrong.
It was cheap as fuck. It was insane.
Me if I am.
Especially when the PS3 came out.
That was
it was all around the same area
yeah.
of time. That thing came out $600. We were like, are you fucking serious? And the Wii came out, and it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Anybody in the market for a new console is going to skip the fucking PS3 and go straight for the fucking Wii.
For sure. And then as far as seeing their lineups, like I have Super Mario Odyssey. The game is really, really good. I'm very glad to see it hitting those numbers. They deserve it for making a top-notch Mario game.
9 million ain't small. That's a lot.
Mario Kart's on my list of games to buy. I would love to be able to play that one. I'm just kind of personally waiting for the price to come down on it because it is a re-release. And Splatoon 2, I've had my eye on, but I don't know if I would play it so much, but I love watching people play it. It's a fun game. As far as the other games in here, I guarantee the Rabbids game is one of those $1 million games.
Oh, probably.
That's a super fun game, and it's got enough challenge even for people who are into tactical games, which is awesome. And I mean, without getting too into all the games, the only other note I want to bring up is I keep seeing indie games that pop out that sell better on the Switch than on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. Mm-hmm. It just seems like a great place for them. So
it's a great place for them, and it's awesome that you can take them portably. So that's going to bring up even people who already own it on PC will probably buy it again.
I bought Stardew Valley a second time.
There is also a group of people, and I know plenty of them, who are Nintendo fanboys and girls. And that's not bad or whatever, but it's just the fact of the matter. I know people who only buy Nintendo consoles.
Yeah.
So for those type of people having access to these games, that's going to be a whole new group of people buying that game for like the first time.
Yeah.
So, which is great because now, you know, the games gain more exposure. But yeah, I've noticed that too. A lot of indie games are blowing the fuck up on Switch. Games that what was the one that it's old as fuck? What was it? Was it Super Meat Boy?
Super Meat Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Sold super well on there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I've played that on like 3 different consoles and fucking beaten it like twice and. Ugh.
Now people can get pissed off on the go.
Yeah. All Nintendo has to do is make some kind of like reasonable attachment you can put on the back of the thing, just make it a portable console. It already is a portable console, but I mean like more portable. Like you can keep it for hours.
Yeah.
Out and
just
and
strap a fucking battery like you have on the back of it. A used USB-C.
Well, I know you could do that on your own easily, and if I buy a Switch, I will be doing that because I already have that battery. But I'm saying Nintendo could have a proprietary thing that's just more convenient shape.
Like a case.
Yeah, just put it on there, plug it in. It goes up the back where the battery pack is. Add like fucking 8 hours to the thing.
Oh yeah.
It would be the same as having a 3DS, except for better.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to make a portable console at this point. They already did.
No, which is kind of sad for the DS fans out there,
I think
because
it's been out forever though,
it has been.
and it's going to be around for a long time. I'm just saying they don't have to start working on like the next 3DS.
Oh, no.
They already made it
They did.
in one go, and it's fucking genius. And that's why this thing has sold like hotcakes. And yeah, anything else you want to say on that?
No, just good job.
Yeah, I fuck, dude. Like the last like year or 2 or 3 has been so weird for me because I was like, Square Enix is fucked. They don't make games anymore, and then they put out a bunch of shit that was really good, and you know, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 15, shit like that. I'm like, oh hey, they're back, and then Nintendo, I'm like, oh, they're fucked. I don't like the Wii. The Wii U was, you know, a wasted opportunity. I liked the thing, and they didn't support it, and then they popped this thing out. I'm like, fucking. Now EA just needs to stop being a piece of shit.
It's actually funny, and I was going to sidetrack for a second here, but I was talking with Josh actually, and I was saying, in the last 2 years, most of my favorite games that have come out, have been Japanese titles.
Yeah,
the market
there's a
is
resurgence.
Killing it right now.
Monster Hunter
Yeah.
is a better Destiny. The Destiny 2, better than what's the other? The Division. Not that, I mean, we'll be talking about that this Friday a little bit more, but it's just crazy. Like, there's so many valuable games coming out of Japan that you buy them for $60 and they're just fucking full. Awesome. They're not trying to do weird shit. That's a whole other topic. But I've been thinking about that a lot. So we'll probably be talking about that Friday. We'll definitely be talking about Monster Hunter this Friday as well.
Yeah.
We have not had a sit down since the game came out. Yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Let us know in the comments. What do you think about the Switch outselling the Wii U? Do you think it's going to outsell the Wii? Serious question. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think it's going to outsell the GameCube? I think you should probably say yes because it's already on its way.
Yeah.
And yeah, what do you think about the games that are out and overall impressions of the Switch in general? Let us know. And last bit of news is more so an excuse for me to watch this trailer. But Far Cry 5's DLCs DLC has been laid out and said what will be coming with it when you get the season pass. So when you get the season pass, you're going to get first off Far Cry 3, which will be out I think 4 weeks before the game releases, Far Cry 5, and yeah, you're gonna get 3 campaigns. That will be Hours of Darkness. We'll see players traveling back through time to Vietnam, where they'll battle against that.
That's a typo.
Yeah, against Viet Cong soldiers. Dead living zombies, meanwhile, will pit players against the zombie hordes in multiple scenarios that are inspired by B movies. And finally, Lost on Mars will take players to Mars to go toe to claws with Martian arachnids. Yeah, and Far Cry 5 is coming out in March 27th for everything. What do we think about these DLCs coming out, the season pass, and what do you think about Far Cry 3 coming with it?
I think it's super awesome that you get the season pass, you get a game, right?
Oh yeah,
that's
awesome.
That's a crazy perk to be giving with, or incentive, I should say, to get people to buy DLCs. I actually would like to see more people do this. It also puts the old games in people's hands again, or for the first time.
I will say, if this game isn't as awesome as it looks, fucking at least you get Far Cry 3, which is awesome. Like, that's the game. All the Far Crys, I'm a huge fan of all the Far Crys. Far Cry 3 is the best Far Cry, though. I mean, it's fucking fantastic, so way better than it should be.
So, I mean, you can just look at it as you're buying Far Cry 3, and you just happen to get some Far Cry 5 DLC.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta give them props. Ever since they did that,
Blood Dragon?
Yeah, Blood Dragon, and they just kind of had fun with it. This totally reminds me of that. They're just having fun with it. You're getting a full game, and then the DLCs are literally just an excuse for them to be goofy, which I love, to be honest. You don't feel like you're missing out if you don't get it. You still get the whole game like everyone else did. And if you just want more of the play style, you get these really zany scenarios to play through. And I think that's great. I already kind of expressed before that I was kind of interested in picking this game up. And I would honestly be pretty interested in getting that DLC season pass, to be honest, as well.
I'm on the same page. I'm obviously really hyped for Far Cry 5. I keep bringing it up on the shows. I'm definitely buying it. And normally I'm not too keen on going like, I'm going to get the season pass. This sounds awesome. Like, I'm probably going to get the season pass on this because you're getting a lot of value here. But the big thing is, like you were kind of saying with the Blood Dragon thing, moving over to this, getting more content to a game is always great. But getting brand new things that are not in, the zone of what this game's going to be like already is really cool. Because by the time you beat this game, maybe you played it a shitload, and then you get Hours of Darkness. You're getting a small Vietnam game real quick. I mean, that's refreshing. It's new. It's different. And then Lost on Mars. It's going to be neat. You're on Mars fighting arachnids or whatever. And then the zombies thing. Probably the least exciting for me out of the three. But I'm sure it'll be awesome. These guys
do like the B-movie thing, so hopefully they really push that part.
Well, after Blood Dragon, I'm sure they will. And then, like I said before, Far Cry 3 is an awesome game. If you're just getting this with the game is worth buying the season pass alone. So, I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy the season pass when I get this game because, like I said, really excited for the game already. But this is a really cool, creative, and fun way to create DLC. They did a really good job with Blood Dragon. So, and Far Cry's a really tight, really well playing first-person shooter. So, you're essentially getting 3 little mini games in the same engine. I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too.
And it's got co-op, so you need to pick it up.
Part of the reason I was even looking at it. So
because the co-op's really fun. So let us know in the comments what you think about the DLC. Do you think it's cool that they're releasing Far Cry 3 with Far Cry 5? Do you think any of the 3 DLCs sound interesting? Which one sounds the best to you? Which one sounds the worst? Blah, blah, blah. And like I said, when I started talking about this game, or this topic, that we have a trailer to watch. There is a new story trailer for Far Cry 5, so we are going to watch it. So I'm all over the place. I'm just trying to get to the video. And go.
I was chosen by God. I have apostles. I help the blind to see. I save souls. But unlike the chosen one sent before, God will never let you take me.
I love when this game was first coming up, people were like, this is propaganda against conservatives. I'm like, these are cult members, man. You're fucking crazy.
Is upon us. We will take what we need. We will take you.
a good looking game.
Mm-hmm. Far Cry's always great looking. It's new.
The cult's stealing our land, kidnapping our friends. This is our home. Your grandfather built this place.
I thought if we could just hang on, Eden's Gate would just go away. But they won't. They've been waiting for somebody to kick off their goddamn home.
It's a really good looking game.
You need to build up resistance.
Make no treaty with them. And show them no mercy.
Damn.
See ya.
If we stick together,
Fuck, twist in the middle.
cult will never break us.
Oh no, that's scary.
Oh, this game looks so fun.
What God gives, no man can take away.
Ooh. That was abrupt. Yeah, what do we think about the trailer?
That was a good trailer actually. I was really surprised on the amount of essentially shots they showed were like I don't know how I'm trying to word this, but like the guy getting hit by the tiller, the person like being held up and shot or whatever, all the little like action sequences they showed. They showed a lot of it actually. I was especially for a story trailer. I wasn't expecting that, which was good because
Far Cry's are typically pretty long games too, so there'll be plenty of cutscenes.
Well, and I know they tend to kind of push anyways.
Oh yeah,
because I know there's some moments you've talked to me about with the other Far Cry games where I was like, wow, like, games don't
Yeah.
do that. So
They're mature and they really push it. Yeah, three's got some pretty crazy stuff. Four's got some really pretty mature things, but like the writing's really good in both games. So that's the one thing I keep seeing with this is like all the cult stuff and all like the extreme like the intensity and it seems like violence or whatever. It's gonna probably be really cool because just knowing where these guys are coming from with the last games, that they're the right people to be making something like this.
yeah.
So, not to mention how fun the game looks. But it's cool to see storyline for sure because we haven't really seen a whole lot.
No, I mean they just pretty much told us, it's based in the States and that essentially it's about religious cult or whatever, and we got like a good like view of that with this because in the last trailer where they showed the co-op and the gameplay and stuff like that, I mean you essentially just saw a bunch of guys out in the street and you were saying some things that were you could tie it to that, but it didn't really give you the feeling. They're literally showing you mechanics of gameplay.
Yeah.
As for in this, you actually got a feel for like
Tone.
that's your and I'm sorry I don't know the names of the guys from the other characters, but that's your blonde dude or the crazy guy who gets in your face, in the beginning of in 3 and whatnot, and so you're getting a nice eyeful of what I assume is going to be the main villain. So
Another thing too is cool to see is more of the location. I'm actually probably more excited about this than a lot of people. I think it's really neat that the location is somewhere in the United States, pretty much because it's not really a place you get to experience in games. You're always going somewhere else in games, whether it's another country or another planet.
well, bad things can't happen here.
Well, yeah, unless it's some kind of like fucking Red Dawn type game where Koreans or Russians are attacking, and it's always in New York or something like that. Sometimes in California. So getting kind of a cool like rural area is a nice change of pace.
For sure.
I haven't experienced it, so it's something new for me. So
No, I'm 100% with you on that. They're always like it's always like somewhere in Russia or like Europe or Asia, and it's never allowed to be here because that's that kind of stuff wouldn't happen here. Blah blah. Blah. You're gonna offend people, and they're not gonna want to play.
well, I just don't think unless there's some kind of invasive force, I don't think it really lends itself to have something here anyway. So I think they kind of found a great way to do it, having this town essentially being ran by a cult. So like nobody probably is hearing from outside the town. The cops are probably either non-existent or they're in on it, stuff like that. So it's kind of like its own isolated place. So it's the perfect way to do it without it being a military game where there's, like I said, an invading force. Other than that, you'd have to have some kind of small story.
Well, and it's more believable in a rural setting too, which is good.
Yeah.
So
the only way you could do it is if you had like a smaller story like Max Payne, but even that's in fucking South America, so Max Payne 3. But anything else you want to say on that? We kind of talked about that more than I thought we would.
No, not really. I'm just glad to see that it is co-op, and after seeing the last trailer where they actually showed off how that works, anyone who's been on the channel for a while knows I don't spring for first-person shooters unless there's co-op usually, and this is looking like a good sell for me. So
It's gonna be fun. You can hang out with a sniper rifle somewhere while I shoot people with SMGs or shotgun them down. Sounds like a scenario that we would get into.
That sounds all right.
Let us know in the comments what you thought about the trailer. Are you excited for the game? I already asked you what you thought about the game already, but I'll ask you again. Let me know.
Can you formulate sentences better than me tonight?
And me. We're filming this like right after work, so we're a little all over the place. And another reminder again, Discord's up. Make sure to go down in the description box and check that out and join us on there.
It's also just to kind of give you guys a heads up on it. It is brand new. I should say, we haven't really done a whole lot to it. So if you have any suggestions about that, if you join, if there's anything that you think we should know or you'd like to see, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. We pretty much have it set up per console type. If you want to talk about PC stuff, we have a section for that. We have a section for PS4, Nintendo, Xbox, and Monster Hunter, of course, and Warframe, because we're Warframe fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Taste Tuesday. Taste Loop Gaming. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, at Taste Loop Gaming, and Facebook at Taste Loop Gaming. Check out the streams on the channel if you missed them. They're uploaded. Check them out on Twitch at Sleep Division, all one word. And yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Until next episode, which should be this Friday for Tastecast, talking about Monster Hunter. The whole thing will probably be a Monster Hunter. Good chance of that. Until then, have a good week, guys, and take it easy.